It's an honor actually to speak
Yeah.
to somebody like yourself.
Shucks.
I haven't seen you in probably 2.5 years,
Yeah.
3 years.
It's been that long.
It's been that long.
Shucks.
Of course, we give
Yeah.
credit to COVID.
Yeah, definitely.
And the hair was a bit faded.
Crazy.
Now
Oh,
it's
yeah.
become
Oh, yeah.
Basquiat, Jay-Z. I see you. It's an honor to speak to you because of the work you do and the initiatives that you've taken charge of in the industry.
Yeah.
You know, very few people walk down this path.
Sure.
Specifically because you start the journey
Yeah.
with a want, and that want
Yeah.
is to become an actor.
Yep.
Tell me about why acting is so
Yeah.
important to you.
Now, those are difficult questions, man. It's an honor to be talking to you as well. I think,
Sure.
you know, I admire your work.
Yeah.
And I feel like I've seen it before this moment, which is crazy. But yeah, I think acting for me, I know a lot of people say this, but acting for me, I think saved me, you know, in terms of just where I came from. And now at this point where I can't think of anything else that I could be or do or be in the space of besides the craft of acting. So I think it means a lot because I think it saved me. Also, I think it gave me a purpose, which is something I think a lot of people search forever. You know? So when I wake up and I know that I've got a certain purpose in life, that's how much it means to me, yeah.
So I know Actor Spaces.
Yeah.
I've followed Actor Spaces.
Sure.
I've been inspired by Actor Spaces.
Yeah.
But for those who don't know what Actor Spaces is, what is it from your mouth?
Yeah.
From the creator's mouth?
I've lived with the idea so much in my head that talking about it is so hard, but also because it's such a platform that keeps innovating itself as well. So in it as well, we keep discovering what Actor Spaces is. But at the heart of it, I think it's a hub or a space that's created to bring respect to the craft of acting. And while doing so, also celebrate the excellence when it comes to the work that actors, you know, put in. So it's also a community. So that's how I'm saying it's always so difficult to explain this platform, define it, you know.
So from wanting to become an actor, was this for screen or stage or both?
Yeah. I think it was stage first because that I was exposed to stage community theater.
Okay.
And I did it for so long. I performed on stage and stuff, but I think my anxiety as well got the best of me. Like stage fright was a real thing for me. But what was more interesting is how I looked at actors. So I'll be in the scene with an actor and we're performing, and I'd literally lose my lines and just admire what this other actor is doing. So I've always wanted to figure out as well, what do I do with this now? Because it's not directing, it's not, you know, but just what actors were doing and how they brought things to life. It always looked interesting, and I wanted to do something with that. So I think that's where the shift of moving away from acting and becoming more and more interested in the actor.
I wouldn't say you moved away from acting.
Yeah.
I think you dived into acting.
Yeah.
But from a very rare point of view.
Yeah.
And from a very rare action point of view, I think it's very rare to see somebody who's as young as you go down the direction of being support to a larger group of actors, to a larger group of communities that want to do what we all so selfishly want to see ourselves as. So how do you feel about that evolution in your acting career? Because I'm sure when you wanted to act, you had aspirations of becoming the biggest actor.
Totally.
How did you find footing in that in that journey? Because it's enough to depress me, I'm sure, because I want to live out my dream in the way I see it. But when the thing says no, evolve into development, what does that mean for you?
Firstly, I think it's tough in a way that if you choose to be in a space of development, to be in a space where you are coaching, you're helping this actor get the job, you're building this actor, and it gets to the awards or the glory of the industry. And it's almost like you are left out as well, because as I'm saying, it gets lonely and people progress and it's almost they move forward. But as well, there's so much joy in seeing it as well. But at the same time, you're like, oh my God, I'm left here. What am I actually doing?
But you got an award for exactly that.
Yeah. So it was full circle. So what you said earlier on in terms of me dreaming about being an actor, right? And I've seen myself getting these awards as an actor.
Yeah.
But I think my journey was so different because even when I received the SAFTA award, it's a moment that I've seen before, but as an actor. So now to get it as someone who's contributing within the craft and the sphere in that, so I think, that was 360 as well for me. But it took years as well to get to that point.
Sure.
Of really just working on the ground. So you're right. For me, it was tough. But once you almost accept your calling in a way as well, to say, actually, I'm called to help these actors or work with these actors. And I think now I'm in a space of casting. So it's just all happening so organic.
We're getting to that because I'm very excited about that.
Yeah. Which is very organic as well because it's like, oh yeah, I work with actors on day-to-day basis. So to pair them up with characters that writers have written as well, it just feels like another journey, which is amazing.
For an actor who's looking on and going, oh,
yeah,
Ayanda's out here teaching actors, they're probably going, how is it that Ayanda pivoted as well? Is this a dead-end career? Is this a fulfilling career? Specifically in our industry.
Sure.
What would you say to that person who isn't sure?
Sure. That's a tough one because, I mean, we all have like individual journeys, and I think sometimes we think a 10 is a default, but, probably it's part of your journey. You are meant to, because at the heart of it, I feel like beyond actor, director, we are all sort of brought together by a common thing, which is storytelling, which they say story is king. So if we are all sort of dedicated in telling the story, sometimes I think it should not really make us question our decisions when we are still part of that world of storytelling.
Okay.
Because you somehow contributing to touching someone out there, but I think mostly the acting, spirit or energy in us will always somehow guide us as well to say, actually, you are expressing yourself the best way you can here, because at the end of the day, acting is about expression. So it's almost like, how are you expressing yourself? How are you expressing those, emotions? So as much as you start as an actor and then you divert to something else, there's certain same energy that we are still carrying, where you are directing and you're carrying the actor's energy in you, So I think for me, it's finding that energy. So people who are, it becomes hard when you move away from it completely and you cooperate and stuff like that. Then every time you go and sleep at night, you're like, I could have. So I think sometimes it's diving down in you to say, am I happy doing this? Does this fulfill me? And what are the reasons as well? Why am I doing it? For me, that's always the biggest one, is that even when I start with my students, I always say, why? Why you want to do it? But also who? It's like, who's doing it? Who are you?
Doesn't matter. That doesn't matter who is doing it in
No, that
world?
doesn't matter. It's for me, it's like the understanding of who. Who am I? Self. So because if you get into it without understanding the who,
yourself,
you're gonna be lost because you're adapting so many characters, so many energies. So if the who is there's no understanding there, then it becomes a big challenge as well.
I want to thank you. We've run out of time.
Yeah.
We must have these conversations. We must carry them through the time that we're in our industry, actively so. I think everybody should know about you. I think everybody should access you. From the platforms in which you express yourself. I think you're a gem, as I've always said. So
appreciate it.
Thank you, Doug.
Thank you, Doug.